do it, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's make a good show.
We are live. Hey guys, hope you're well. Today I'm with Dyne Studio for a very exciting live. How are you guys?
Hi, man. We are fine. I'm fine.
Hi, Max. Nice to bring here all this presentation and thanks for invitation.
Thanks. Really appreciate to have you guys today. Maybe you can make a short presentation of yourself and just after we will display a short trailer of your work.
Nice. Well, I am Carlos Ordelli. I am from Venezuela. Right now, we are working and living in Chile. We almost make different kind of services for 3D production and art direction for motion design. I don't know what what more can I say about it.
Okay.
Okay. Hi. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just letting the people know that if they can share feedbacks on the live, like if the sound is running smoothly or if everything is clear, so we are sure that we are not having echoes or stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, let's come back to your presentation.
Okay. Nice. Hi, everybody. My name is Roberto Gonzalez. I'm a graphic designer. I am currently art direction here in Dyne. I began in my career since I think 10 years ago. And yeah, here we can focus on motion design, 3D stuff, and good looking rendering. This is the thing we love to do.
That's really awesome. So I will display quickly a short video of your work so people that doesn't know your studio yet will be able to see the kind of magic you are doing. So let's put that in full screen and enjoy. Okay guys, that's really awesome. What are you doing? So can you explain a bit about what you are doing with your studio? I see a lot of 3D motion graphics, but we would love to know more about your activities.
Yeah, I think we started as a motion graphics studio for since 2016, I think. It's funny because our story begins in a meeting with a client for a studio, and we meet ourselves there, because it's because funny because for now we started in the same project, and for that moment we said we made click in our goals, in our story life and everything, and we start dying afterwards. And we are really like to do high quality art directions, production service. Also, we like to co-create and co-direct with the clients, with our colleagues. And yeah, our main goal is trying right now for a couple of years is trying to generate this community with the motion designer here in Latin America. And yeah, this is our main bio resume for Dyne Studio. And Carlos has to say our brand foundation cycles.
Yes, man. We like I can say formalize or make a formal structure about our brand because we think that we know that we are only two of us, but to offer a more or a better services, we need to think bigger than that than two people. We always need to think in a more modular way and a more strategic way, I think. And that allow us to show better or to offer a better proposal as a brand. Let me share my screen 1 second to show one image here. Well, first of all, sorry about this amount of tabs. This is embarrassing, but you know, man. This is that what it calls the brand foundation cycles. We this exists around Dyne. This allows our brand exist. We have three pillars. One of us is the commercial production. The commercial productions is obviously is based in our projects with clients, but also those commercial production can create a space to meet a new friends, a new allies, and also after finish some projects can allow to create tools and digital assets for future production or for sharing with the community. Some tools that we use right now are, I think that the most important one is called Notion. Maybe some of you already know it. Right now, we think that Dyne cannot exist without Notion. Okay, this is the most important tool in our set because we don't use it only as a project management. It's more like a everything. Is our database for software for presentation. I'm showing you right now. This is the page that we create for this presentation for the planning. Okay, we have right here the structure of everything that we prepare for you. We have too much to cover, and we need to have everything organized. Uh, Also, we can have a database for software. For example, this is the one for Houdini. We have some forums links, some useful links about like the website, the user guide, some other page, also expressions, everything that we have in a physical office, can I say, or in annotation, we have everything here in Notion. So this is our most important thing right now. Also, for technical softwares, we use C4D, Houdini. We render everything now with Redshift and make the compositing part with Fusion, sometimes After Effects. And for video editing, we use Resolve. Yeah, and one more useful tool is this one called Library. See it if I press 2 times the Control key of my keyboard, these bars appear, so I can search anything in my PC. So this is really, really helpful.
That sounds like really interesting tools. Maybe Roberto or Carlos, you can send the link to the website in the chat so people can actually know about, I think, Notion and the latest tool about you talked about.
Sure, man. Sure. Maybe Roberto. Oh no, Roberto. I think that you can explain a little bit about our original content creation, and I can share the links that you mentioned.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, another thing about our three pillars, as Carlos mentioned, is the importance of the original content creation for everybody, for every studio, every freelance. Put everything in your work and your personal work in experimenting, and because it reach you for good things and reach you for good people to know about your craft. So for that part, we starting to do more tutorial content for our knowledge for Cinema 4D, for Redshift. Also, we have a couple course in a platform called Domestika. It's a very huge platform for Spanish people that brings everything we get in the creative industry. We have a 2D tutorial, After Effects tutorial, Cinema 4D tutorials, everything, and we have two courses. One is talking about the lighting and the foundation for lighting with Redshift and Cinema 4D, and we have another course for art direction inside of After Effects for content creator, for the YouTube channel, for everything you need to create a good looking graphic package. So for that point, I think we can reach a good community. We start a Discord channel here to bring more people to share our knowledge, to share this her uh, its consultant about the industry. Um, yeah, I think we can we close our main three pillars for our main goal or our values in our studio. Uh,
Okay. So just to let people know, there is a question in the chat asking if this live will be uploaded to the channel. Yeah, this live will be lifetime available on the channel. So yeah, there will be a replay just for your information.
Great. Well, I think it's good to know for everybody. I told this is very important to try to communicate well our thoughts, our ideas. I think this is we can be a very good in our craft, in our technical stuff, all the thing. But in fact, I think the communicate is very important when you're trying to share your knowledge with your technical details, when you can share your ideas with the clients and get the feedback. Uh, we try always to put in two characters when we deal with the production times and on the time when we have to share the project with the client. We have to always separate the passion character for that describe us in our craft, and the character when we have to deal with the management and the feedbacks, because always is the time when you receive a bad feedback, a bad critique, and you always get to this passion and get this in more personal. I think it's a good way when you trying to separate your character for the crafting and for the production, and the character for the management and the on everything you share with the client on the projects.
Yeah, I think what you are saying is really important, and maybe you have some YouTube channels, books, or some resources that could help people maybe knowing how they can work about that. Do you have some resources to share with the community?
Yeah. Always the first thing we can share with everybody is the future channel. I think the future is great for this kind of thing when we have to deal with management, with the creative part of the project, when we have to interpret the things we have to with the feedback with the client. I think the future and all his courses are really great for this. And another thing we can share. I really love the book for the Ed Catmull for Pixar called Creativity. I really recommend this book for every creative person out there. You really have to read this book because it's awesome. And yeah, I think we can uh, take more content for another channels for the other schools. School of Motion, I think, is a good example to learn. Obviously we starting learning following the grayscale gorilla. I think we all need Campbell a lot in the 3D for motion designers. And yeah, I think I don't know what so you have to another resource to share, Carlos.
No, I think that those one the most important. Obviously, the it's important that have in mind that it's not only important look for to improve the technical part, so also the management, the creativity part is really important because sometimes that's better to have more knowledge about that than the technical stuff because the technical stuff is more you can find more solutions instead of the management of or or what is the other one, the management and the creativity part. We need to think more about how to deal with clients, how to manage different projects at the same time, how to manage our vision and our side as a brand, and also how to deal with all of that, how to make more creative in the process, how can we create more nicer videos, more nicer stuff, how communicate better messages.
Okay, that's really interesting. Maybe you can share your screen and display some of your works. Not project breakdown or tips and tricks yet, but maybe people can see a bit more about what you are doing. So yeah, please show yeah, some videos that the community could like. And also another thing, maybe one of you can copy some links about the channel or books you were talking about, because some people on the chat told that they misunderstood some of the words.
Yeah, let me share the creativity link for Ed, from Ed Catmull in the chat.
Thank you. And you told about a Pixar book, I think.
A picture of the book, yeah.
And sharing the future the future link. Um, Also, and also share the School of Motion link too. Okay. If you want, Roberto, you can show the Canada project, the first or the first project that we want to show.
Yeah, let me share my screen. So for this presentation, we start with this project we recently did here in Chile for Canada Dry. This is a beverage, and yeah, this project came for a agency we recently worked with another projects. And the creative brief for this project was the client is looking for a product shot and maybe something like an abstract summer thing with his beverage and with a lot of liquids and simulation and stuff like that. Uh, so the brand value for this project was they trying to reach a generic shot where we can see the value of the brand represent in his products. And of course, always the good looking, the appetitive appeal, the idea of a desirable moment when liquid spills and pouring from the can and the fizz of the liquid. Um, And also the other part of this project was the introduction of this design object. It's a rack for a living room. Um, and yeah, this is the part for the brief, no? But when we finish the project, maybe we can discuss this later when we see the final video. Um, and yeah, the part that we saw after receiving the brief was, oh, this is a lot of simulation. This is a Houdini stuff we have to handle. And in our past experience, we have some things we doing with simulation inside of Cinema 4D. And yeah, we have to start this journey in Houdini because it's the perfect tool for these needs. So we always say, no, the decision is not whatever to use Cinema 4D or Houdini. This applies to another tools. The decision is when, what to use, what. So yeah, you have to mindset your brain when you, oh, okay, this is work for better the for Cinema 4D needs, or we have to learn in Houdini some simulation for liquids and for the dynamics, everything. This is a good starting point where you have to overwhelm with your tools. So, oh, how can I achieve this? This is very difficult. No, you have to have a specific tool for a specific task when you really feel comfortable with that task. And we have another tool when you have to achieve more specific goals. Let me share the video. I think we have this video here. Sorry. Yeah. So that's we already saw was the our director cut edition for this project. And as I mentioned before, this is a really important thing we have to discuss here. Director cuts that's versus the online for the client needs. Uh, I think when we have to reach the final piece of the project, the final delivery, the client say, "Oh, I don't really like this environment thing. This is I don't know. I feel like I was in a spa, I was in a hotel, but in the brief they mentioned they need some summer vibes, some abstract thing with the environment. But in the as the final result, they really don't like it. And yeah, we like it in our director's cut, and this is our interpretation of the project. And the good part here is take advantage of this interpretation and share your director's cut of your project, because at the end is the feeling you need. This is I am comfortable with this final result. And yeah, always do another thing, another interpretation of the process, of the look of development, and share everything. And yeah, I think this is it. This is the part I have to mention.
I don't know if
Okay.
maybe
Yeah, that's
if I
Yeah, we are here.
yeah, I'm still here. Actually mute my mic when you are talking. So yeah, this was a really great project, and I really appreciate what you shown. And we have few questions that could be related to something you said. So we have a message from Eziland telling us that he's actually a student of 3D from Azerbaijan, and actually he couldn't get X particle for student. So what could you suggest? Because I noticed that you were not talking about the tools, whether Cinema 4D or Houdini, but about solution. What could you say for someone that wants to learn, for example, particles, but can't afford the plugin?
Okay. I think it's I don't know if the correct word is difficult, because if I think that it is not there too much options on the market about or regarding the particles tools. If you are a C4D user, you can and you can get access to the X particles. Maybe you can try with thinking particles. I think that since R21, C4D have a better some improvements on the forces toolkits called field force. So you can mix the demograph fields with forces and use that for particle simulations. Also, if you are a student, you can have access to a Houdini non-commercial edition. So that is a really nice version to start in the simulation tools, because have I think almost everything unlocked. You will have access to the liquid simulation, smoke simulation, and also abstract tools I mean, you will have access to create abstract videos or stuff, and I think that you can use the mantra renderer with that version to make your own visuals for your project, from your student projects.
Okay, thank you very much for answering the question. Now Diego has a question, and it's more technical question. He's actually saying amazing stuff, and he's asking, those all the fluid simulation are made within Houdini?
Yes, we made. Well, this Canada Live project was a special one, because we almost done everything in Houdini, inside Houdini, starting from the basic objects, the simulation elements, and also the renderer with Redshift.
Mhm. The
So
look development.
look development. I think only two things was modeled outside the Houdini. I don't remember what, but almost everything was done in Houdini, like a challenge to start to change that part of our workflow for a more complex project, to see how Houdini affront our projects, and it doing very well. It's a really powerful tool, so we are really happy with that. Obviously, we are still using Houdini for future projects and that stuff.
Okay, let me add something more here. The good thing about Houdini, it has a very powerful community out there. There is a lot of professionals sharing their stuff, their Discord channel, their Patreon. We have something, a pretty shout out. Thanks for Cybrand. Cybran is an artist doing a lot of things with Houdini, and he also have a Patreon channel with course with tools with simulation for liquid simulation. We start for that point, seeing that tools, and yeah, it was a really good help to develop the simulation parts. uh, we can maybe I can share with you the link for Cybran and his stuff.
Yeah,
This is a
sure.
really
And
great artist.
I have more of a personal question because it was actually a debate on the Houdini group some days ago. They were actually talking about Realflow versus Houdini for small and large scale simulation. Do you have an opinion about that that could help maybe people that doesn't know yet which tool they should choose?
Yeah, we have a couple of years we did a real flow course here in Chile, and we are starting using for a small and experimental things. And yeah, of course it's a powerful tool for simulation. It's a very intuitive, I think. And the good part about this comparison between Houdini and Realflow, you have everything inside of Houdini. You have the good part, the main power of Houdini is the access for the data. For the data you use when you simulate a thing, you can for that point you can have an iterative and have a more of detail of that simulation when you have to combine with the a particle inside to create the bubble, the fizz effects, and this is the thing we saw in Houdini versus Realflow. We have to access immediately. Immediately, we have to access to share to develop. To develop another simulation when we have the simulation for the main part of the liquid, and everything came from for the mass for the base simulation of the main liquid part. And of course this is a really good game changer for us, for our workflow, for everything, because you have everything in one place. And this is the thing we love with Houdini.
Yeah, you're right. That's really an awesome tool. And I have a question, again, more technical one about your project. How do you manage, for example, a project that could be in a rush? And let's say you have a simulation to do and some stuff. Do you work with several computers? How do you manage this kind of workflow, basically?
uh, well, this is a really great question, because for that this project we recently acquired the Ryzen AMD CPUs, and this was a really good change. Well, it was a really good asset for the simulation parts. We only have our main personal desktop machines. We have a lot of gig of RAM for the memory, two video cards, and yeah, this is a powerful CPU. And yeah, we do everything in our local computer. And then, yeah, that is a good thing. A lot of the good thing about Houdini, you can manage big simulation. Maybe we a little bit of less effort between another software, because you have in Houdini a multi-thread system for everything. And that's mean he takes everything in the power for your computer and put in the simulations. And yeah, I think basically we use our local machine for the simulations.
I
Okay.
want to add one more little thing. One important tool to manage all the simulation and render on everything with Houdini was the using Deadline. I don't know if you mentioned it in the first part, but I can't. I didn't hear you very well, so I prefer to confirm that because Deadline is really useful. It's commonly used for render management, but also works for sense, like a simulation management. We can say with Houdini, we can make like a render queue for C4D, and this is a really important thing when you are working in a project with a lot of shots, with a lot of assets.
Okay, thank you really much. We have a question from Creative Entertainment, and I will try to say it with my own words. So he's saying, Houdini used for simulation only, or we can create environment also like C4D. So I know we can also create a bunch of things. So I will ask you, what do you use Houdini for mainly in Cinema 4D? So do you also do environments or Houdini, or you really keep it for simulation?
Well, right now we can say that we are in a transition. We still looking for if we are going to move everything to Houdini. It's Houdini, as you say, it's capable to make environments, and the same thing like C4D. But obviously, we already have a lot of years of experience in C4D. If we need to make a small project or a more quicker project, maybe we are going to use C4D because we are going to make that project fast. But for a more important project, maybe we can use everything done in Houdini because. Well, one important thing to say to Houdini is to the people that wants to to test it is at the first time it's maybe can be difficult to understand because have a different mindset or workflow. But after learning how it works, it becomes a really handy. In some scenarios, can do some things more easy than C4D or on another softwares. And also, it can be more difficult to do some stuff instead of C4D. But the good thing to Houdini is the community. Houdini have a really nice community, and that community always are creating new library tools, new in Houdini is called Houdini digital assets to make the CG artist works with Houdini more easy.
Yeah, I think we can add something else for this part. Is the relationship that exists with Houdini and Cinema 4D. Like Carlos mentioned, it's something called HDA or Houdini Digital Assets, and you can create those assets inside Houdini and export and import inside of in Cinema 4D like a something plugins. I think you can call it, because you can put some parameters, put some presets, put everything inside of Cinema 4D. This is a really good relationship between the softwares.
I want to add one more last thing. I think it's a nice quote, but we right now we have nice times to do 3D because everything can be connected. If one artist works, I don't know, in Maya or 3ds Max, that it can work together with other guys that use Houdini, because right now there exist a lot of formats to exchange the asset and the works from each artist. So obviously, maybe in one project we can do it only with Houdini, other project mixing Houdini with C4D, exchanging assets in Alembic or in USD format or OBJ, whatever, and other project can make it in C4D and tomorrow work with an artist that use Maya, and the same thing is right now the tool that you use doesn't create any limitation for working team.
Okay, really interesting. Maybe you have another project that you want to show or to display?
Yes. Maybe you can show the the elves clan.
Yeah. Uh, uh, Let me share my screen right again. So another big project for us in this year was this. This is a good one. We enjoy it with the team. We are our closest friends and colleagues for another around the world doing this, because this project was conceived to be a Christmas card for the past year. In a meeting with friends, we saw, oh yeah, we can do a Christmas card as a collective. And okay, cool. Maybe we can develop some characters and see what happened, and so on. The project became in a micro short film. Uh, and let me put the short for everybody. So, uh, like I say, this project became in a game for mobile platforms. You can download it in Google Play and App Store. And yeah, the concept about behind this project was the resilience feelings about everything. Maybe sometimes we feel overwhelmed every day in our daily basis, and we have to stop doing things for another. I don't know, maybe a client thing. Or we have any enough time to express our craft. And yeah, this project became of this message. I think if you can laugh in the face of adversity, you are bulletproof. I think this is a strong quote, and we are trying to manage and express our main character to deal with all the adversity you find in your path, and always trying to be a resilience, a smile in your face, and be humble with everybody. And yeah, this was the main concept for this project. And another goal for this project was the work with as a collective. We work with another friends, another colleagues. We Let me down see, here the credit. We work with our friend for more work. They illustrated the characters. We work our friend from Become Studio. They developed the 3D modeling and the animation for the characters. We work for friends for the music. Um, and the Juan Leon doing the develop part for the video game. And yeah, so on. A lot of good people, good 3D artists, a good, very talented friends here. And yeah, the main goal was to reach this and test our capacity to develop a project like this with that involve 3D character animation, look development, asset environment creation, and this is a very another type of project in our industry because it's a pure 3D animation for characters. And this was a good part of trying to experiment with that. And yeah, this is the result.
Thank you really much for sharing this really nice project. There is a question in the chat that could be related to your work and this work in general. The question is, what's your favorite software or tools for final compositing and color grading?
We personally like use Fusion, Blackmagic Design Fusion for the compositing part of the 3D. We do everything in that software. We the reveal for the beauty pass for the rendering, apply all the effects, apply all the lens flare effects, everything we do in Fusion. And then we use Blackmagic Design Resolve for the montage part, for all the needs, the editing, like Carlos mentioned before. And yeah, this is our mainly the software platform for projects.
Okay, thanks for answering this question. I've just added the link in the description for Fusion and Resolve, and that's a personal question. Actually, regarding 3D project, I've heard a lot of people actually switching from After Effects to Fusion. Can you explain what's the thing that works better in Fusion, and if there is a nice moment actually, maybe a size of production to move from After Effects to Fusion? I'm curious to hear your opinion about that.
I think that we starting the transition to Fusion. I think 2 or 3 years ago. I think the most important difference is the performance with EXR files. The EXR files contains or can have more information from our 3D renderings. And also, this is the other important part, you can use that information in a better way than After Effects. Also, this is one important topic. After Effects, it's a really nice tool. Obviously, everyone knows that this is the industry standard. But also, you to explore the entire potential to make the compositing, maybe you need to start to adding more tools to your tool set. But with Fusion, you can have nice built-in tools, and also have this can be the most mentioned keyword in this streaming, but have a really nice community too. That community creates and share a really nice tools for free with our high-end results that works very well with that kind of project. With the XR, I don't know if you want to make glows, color effects. And so on and so on. You can find a really nice tool set. This community, it's called Stick Underwater, and also Reactor for Fusion. So this is like a browser inside of Fusion, so you can find it inside it. I don't know, some glow tools, some blur tools, and so on. Also, in a minus, we are going to make a small breakdown inside Fusion, because we think that is an important thing to have, to bring an opportunity to Fusion to make a composite. And also, you can use Fusion for free on the free version of Resolve. If you like it, you can buy the standalone version. We prefer to use the standalone version, but it's a good starting point to use it inside Resolve. Also, I forgot to mention that have a nice workflow with ACEs. Right now, we have we didn't make a lot of tests with ACEs in After Effects, but we make a small test and didn't work very well right now. So we prefer to use Fusion for that. We can have access to better effects and better looking images at the end of the day.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to add something more in this part because when we start using Fusion, we feel some scary about the node system for a compositing project, and we always our mindset is always focused on the layering and the layer you put everything inside After Effects, a stack of layer of things. And maybe in Fusion, the for most of the people, they scare about this node system, but don't be scared about that. It's always trying to find a way to see we can put everything for nodes. Some nodes works like we have a blending mode for Photoshop, and we stack everything with the same system. I think if you have to put another thing inside up or above for another layer, you can do that with the Notion with the node part of the Fusion. Another thing, Fusion have like a Houdini, as I mentioned before, is the access of the data of the image. You can manage very well the color spaces inside Fusion. Something like After Effects do it for you. I think under the hood, they they don't see the why what is the color scheme I am trying to work. And in After Effects, I think this is not very clear part of this. They don't mention this. They don't see put you in your viewport of the compositing. You are in a linear space, or you are in as RGB space, or for now for this ACES color space. That is really a game changer for the industry, I think, because it has a ton of information
Okay.
of color you got there.
Quick question because I never tried yet ACES. About linear workflow, how much ACES is like better, or how much information it gives in addition if you compare linear to ACES?
Yeah.
It's a lot better. Sorry, Roberto, if
No,
you're
no, no, no. Go on.
well, it's a lot better if a level up of your image. We can say that one important or maybe the most important thing to know about ACES, if understand very well or the theory about ACES, because ACES, the thing is not only I don't know, a 3D lot that you load in your render view or in your compositing software and make the image better. The thing with ACES that you need to hopefully think in ACES at the first time you working on your project, because you are going to the colors that are you going to use will be important on how to show the render or the image that you are working on, because ACES we can say that visually you will bring you two benefits. One is a really good tone mapping. You can have if you add a light with, I don't know, maybe 10 in the exposure value, you will have a lot of overexposure section on your scene, right? But with ACES, it works more like a human eye range. So our eye can see more colors and more f-stops values like in photography that the linear workflow doesn't doesn't fit in the sRGB color space. So you will have a better tone mapping images with a more you will use more lighting power with a more realistic reaction of your surface, and also you will have a more colors. The range of or the spectrum of the colors is more bigger than the sRGB. You will define your colors inside of that bigger spectrum, and after when you going to finish your work, you will fit everything inside the sRGB. So that is the science of ACES. You work everything with a more color, with more lighting values, with more information, and at the end you can export and fit all of that information in. If you are going to export to sRGB for I don't know, social media, web, maybe Rec 29 for television, or also for P3 for cinema stuff, and all the same image for all of that output devices.
Okay, I have a question because it seems that we have not really a lot of people familiar with ACES. Could you explain what's in few words the ACES workflow? Do you work first with ACES color, then you convert them, and then you export? Maybe this could help people that aren't familiar with the process to understand a bit better what it is.
Yeah, that question came for a lot of the technical details about how we manage the info or the color space of our image. For example, if you're trying to build a PBR material in your render engine, you have the bump, the diffuse, the texture that build that PBR material. So for the color part, for the diffuse, for the information of the color, you have to convert that texture in a ACES workspace, convert from the RGB and convert to ACES CG in this case, because ACES came with a lot of formats. The format we use in our industry, we are for the 3D users, we use ACES CG, this call it. You have to convert your RGB texture from that and convert it to ACES CG to work with the real range of values and the color inside of your 3D engine, in this case specifically.
I think that maybe we can share in a little bit one Bible, because that is a Bible, the one really nice digital book about ACES, or no, it's about CG cinematography. In the color section talks about ACES and the theory about around the ACES, why ACES works, how it works. It's really useful. I think that maybe it can be useful for everyone that wants to know more about ACES.
Let me share right now the.
Oh.
So maybe we can share. We can show you guys the thing inside Fusion. We have prepared a few examples inside Fusion. Carlos can show you.
Yes. Well, let me show something in Fusion first, and after that we can show something in 3D. There is no problem with that, right, Maxime?
Oh, sorry, I was actually typing in the chat. So can you repeat the question?
No, don't worry. That we are going to show some technical stuff, sharing our screen. So,
Oh yeah,
or
sure.
I don't know if you are going to make another question.
Yeah, sure. We can actually take 5 to 10 minutes more for the live. So yeah, let's share your screen.
Nice. Let me share our screen. Also make a smaller. Let me find the button first. Okay. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Good. Well, if you see it, everyone can see it. Okay, this is we are going. We won't show all details in this scene, but this is Fusion, guys. So we are going to show you a little bit of this shot from the short film from Elf's Clan. Okay, and let me hide this annoying button. Okay, one or maybe one tip here is that as you saw earlier, we have almost everything with templates, with with tools that can improve our workflow inside each tool that we use. We can have here a template for compositing. We when in the past when we made compositing After Effects, we have a similar thing. So we have the same here in Fusion. We have a template, and this creates a lot of basic stuff and color nodes. We have additional one for when we work with ACES workflow. So we have different nodes. This is the nodes from Fusion. You can have it with colors and different nodes to know what is inside of each scene. And obviously, it's really, really, really important, guys, to have everything organized. And more if you are working with more people, you need everyone in your team needs to know what is exactly in that scene, because if you make this one and after that you are working in another thing and your partner needs to make a change, your partner needs to find what is happening inside of this. Um, Let me go back to the Elves Clan. So we here in this template, obviously this is our workflow. There are more artists working with fusions. Someone prefers to work with other order. So that's depends on each artist. So here, for example, we have all the AUVs. Let me hide this section to gain more space here. Here we have all the UVs from Redshift. This project, we didn't use it, ACES workflow. We didn't know it. We didn't have the knowledge for ACES in that time. So here we used the Filmic the Blender, the Filmic color space for Blender. So it's we can say that it's similar for ACES, but ACES it can be more powerful. But we can think that it's the same thing. We are going to you're going to see it right now. So here we have the diffuse lighting UV isolated. We have well, one of the things that from Fusion, for example, we need because we released the short film after Christmas. This book cover doesn't have sense anymore, so we replace it inside Fusion for dumps, because this character is a little dump. So we had to make a little joke. Also, for example, this let me find the
Non, je
book
suis en live là.
section.
Mais j'ai coupé mon micro pour te répondre. Tu me ramènes le Mimi? Ah non, j'ai pas le temps là. Oui. Attends,
Okay.
je vais réactiver le micro. Okay, this is really interesting, and we have a question from Grayson Sidori asking if you share your templates. I'm not sure you share your templates, but I think you have a GitHub link with some of the tools that you use. So
Yes.
maybe we can quickly talk about that.
Yes, we let me go to the GitHub in a second and show our Gumroad too. We have a GitHub repository for the studio. We have a lot of tools, of different tools. Maybe some tools are too specific from our workflow, but and others can be really useful for everyone. So you only need to enter in the GitHub. This is github.com/Dyne Studio. We have here the Houdini, our free Houdini library, some scripts for C4D, and yeah, we can share the template. We want to share almost our tools. We are really happy to share to share things with the community. So we have no problem with share the Fusion template and also our Houdini and C4D template the same too. We have a similar thing in a Gumroad, but in a Gumroad we need to add the free tools because right now we have some cheaper ones, is like a $5. This is one from a tutorial that we made and some notes, some useful notes for Houdini. But yeah, we always thinking about sharing with tools with our community, so no problem with that. Well, as I saying here, for example, in Fusion, we had to change the cover of the book. So we can use here directly with a built-in tools the UV AUV from Redshift. So we added in this node pipeline, and here let me. I know here's a relighting part. Okay, and we can map any texture inside almost the entire UV AUV. So we have it here. We have our book already with the new texture. Now we only need to add it again to our our original diffuse section, because this is an important thing, because the important thing to work with the beauty AUVs, because the correctly thing is to change the book or this part in this the shot in the diffuse section, because we cannot or we don't want to affect the specular amount or the diffraction amount of the object. I only need to change the diffuse of my scene. Obviously, if we can't, or if we don't want to make the 3D render again, this 3D rendering was taking a lot. So we don't want to make the render again. So we have here the book, some AUV, ambient occlusion paths, and some little composition stuff with color correct, color curves. We have, just like After Effects, Photoshop, the curves are always the same in each software. I'm mixing with other things. We have here more fixing, more cleaner section. We have the GI section, the subsurface scattering section, and so on and so on. So let me find another here. Here we make a change of the sky. We use this sky for the 3D rendering, but we want to add a color because the game have this sky with bluish tone, so we need to add it. This is only a basic mask with some AUVs, and after that we can add some glows in the scene. Let me find it here. Obviously, a small minimal glows. We don't need to blow up the entire scene to make it better. We have these nicer exponential glows inside Fusion. And well, a lot of color correction. This is mask from different parts of the scene. A lot of this is all the entire color correction of details, only for details. After that, we add a little bit of heat distortion for the oven, where you can see it in the short thing, obviously, because we are in a still frame, we can see it anything. And also we added a little bit of volumetric lighting. This is with a volume AUV. We made it with in another take from the same render. We also break it a little bit with noise inside Fusion and make it and added additional rays, got rays to that volume to break the volume AUV a little bit and add it more detail, because the original volume from Redshift, not from the Redshift that we made, because we can break the volume for Redshift also. We prefer it in that time to render quickly, and we can add it detail quicker in Fusion. And this is after that with a layer of color correction. I don't know if you.
I think I trying to imagine what guys from After Effects seeing when we have when you see a lot of Node 3 with a compositing software, but it's not as scary as we see here. It's a much actually it's a little friendly when we have to find a correction and a very specific part of the processing, everything in the layering of the compositing. It's a huge tool for that. Maybe Max, we can add something more regarding to Fusion.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let me share on my screen.
Let me show the last thing. Sorry.
Sorry.
That is the most important, or one of the most important ones that talked about is the filmic conversion that was similar to ACES, but not ACES. It's not ACES. In this point, we have the colors and the luminance values like that. We can see that the table is overexposed in this spot, and also a little bit the windows. So we make the filmic color conversion, and everything now it's looking really better, because it fit the luminance and the color values in a better color space, working space. I mean, this is really similar that ACES do. As a recommendation, right now, I can say that it's better to work directly with ACES than Filmic, but this, it worked at that time. So nothing. I have nothing more to do. Now you can share that you are going to share.
Okay, cool. Okay, guys, let me add something more regarding to Fusion. Yeah. So, as Carlos mentioned, inside of Fusion, you have to access to the AUV and the information of the 3D rendering, and you take advantage of this in your compositing part of the process. Let me share. This was one of these first project we did when we transitioned in between After Effects and Fusion. We did this process. It has a lot of these effects of holographic HUD effects and a lot of overlays, and we can manage all inside of Fusion instead of doing everything in 3D and bake out in a render, and we have not have to change everything before that the rendering. So let me share with you the. So the point here I'm trying to explain is you can take advantage of the info for the rendering of your AOBs. You can doing some texturing in Fusion. Maybe if we can take the UV pass for this modeling, we can apply a texturing in for you can choose texturing or image sequence and start doing some this texturing inside of Fusion. Instead of doing the 3D rendering for this, you can do it that you can manage this very well in Fusion. And this is we take advantage of this method because the project have to be very layering things, and we discovered this is a very powerful method to try to achieve this in compositing. And just you can apply bumps to surface. You can work in a really 3D space, and not something like After Effects is a 2.5 3D space, I think. No, you here you can a 3D real space to work with. Maybe you can apply the tone relighting in for your 3D models. Yeah, you can do a lot a lot of stuff with your AOV and information passes for your 3D rendering. Not only focus on your beauty, on you have to manage everything in your information color in your 3D passes. No, you can do a lot of things before the process of the rendering. So maybe, for example, in the breakdown, let me see what is the breakdown. Yeah, okay. This was our beauty pass for the 3D rendering. This is the information we get for the beauty, and we in late infusion we started to add another all the other layers, starting using that method. We bring the models, and we bring the UV pass and start texturing the everything inside Fusion. You can see here this is the 3D space. You can import your Alembic camera from Cinema 4D or another the DCC program, and start building a cloner system like you find inside of Cinema 4D. You can do it as well here in Fusion. This is a very powerful. As well as you can import your scene we have as a Alembic file. I start using the lighting and the rendering system inside of Fusion to accomplish this type of look. And yeah, this is the last thing. I don't know if you have something more to add, Carlos.
No, I am answering a question in the chat.
Okay.
This multitasking part, no, but no. So I had to add about the relighting part, but you explain it, and yeah, it's really useful stuff to have the real 3D space in Fusion to add more details on something that can be rendered cheaper or not cheaper necessarily, more quicker directly in Fusion, because the renderer is really basic. It's not like a production 3D renderer like Redshift is an OpenGL renderer, but you can do a lot of stuff with that, like a support of your scene.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. I think we are running out of time. I really appreciate all the things that you shared today, and must say that your work and what you displayed was really helpful. Thanks a lot for being there.
Thanks, man. Thanks a lot for the invitation. This is a really good opportunity. We're really happy to be here. As we mentioned, we follow the Motion Designers Collective since years ago. So, as you saw in this presentation, we think that the community in each area is one important thing. Also, I want to mention that maybe we want to start to making more content like this. Some content in English, some content in Spanish. We have more scenes and more things to show you guys. So hopefully you find our presentation useful. We're really happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you for invite, man, and thank you for everybody that showing up in the chat. And yeah, we hope this community is growing more and see more people doing amazing stuff.
Thank you very much. Bye, everybody.
Bye, bye.
Hi guys, thank you,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Speak in Discord and see you soon.
Yeah, see you
Bye.
soon. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks for
Yeah,
watching.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.